Hey y'all, welcome to Art of the Budget. My name's Nicole. My pronouns are she and her, and I live in the Pacific Northwest on what is the traditional territory of the Coast Salish nations. Today I am sharing with you my budget check-in for week 2 of March 2020. If you're new here, I'm an artist and educator, and I'm currently learning about budgeting, saving, and planning for retirement in hopes of becoming financially independent one day. I do work in a college, and so if you've been following the news, you know that a lot of schools have gone to online instruction. And in the school I work in, we're doing something like that, but of course I work in the art department, and so what that means for certain art classes remains to be seen. So that should be interesting. I actually work full-time as the studio technician, and as of right now, I'm reporting to work. As we are about to go over my budget for the week, I am definitely feeling really privileged to work for the state government, to be in a role where I'm represented by a union, and to have things like sick leave and paid time off at my disposal. So I'm definitely really appreciating that and really wishing that that was something that more people had access to. So I think this is a good chance for us to reflect on how we make the place that we live a little bit more equitable as we move forward. So anyway, like I said, things are changing constantly. I had a plan this month to shop from the freezer and the pantry and to try to save as much of my grocery budget as possible. I am still doing that. I definitely had built up some stores, but I did do a sort of additional grocery slash kind of like, other stuff like soap, toothpaste, because just wanting to, not bring my stores down too far. In addition to what's happening right now, I do live somewhere where they recommend always having 2 weeks of supplies available in case of a natural disaster, which I didn't really have. So I did pick up just a few things in light of that. I personally am already a bulk toilet paper buyer, so I had plenty of toilet paper, and I've actually gone on social media to offer any local friends who are in desperate need some of my toilet paper, because I'm just not trying to learn how to use a bidet in the midst of a big, national, international, worldwide crisis. Okay, so that's enough. Let's get into this week's budget. All right, so yeah. I'm going to just go as usual down. I've got 13 transactions. I'm going to roll on down to everyday living. And I did break these up $70, $75 a week for groceries and $25 a week for restaurants in hopes of kind of helping myself pace. These are the two areas I typically go over in. I did pick up some cookies at the at the cafeteria. I work in a school that has a culinary and pastry program, so I often do pick up a treat after lunch. I typically bring my lunch, especially this month as I've focused on meal prepping, or focused on getting back into meal prepping. So I did go to the cafe and spend $150 on a cookie multiple times. So let's just rock those out. That's $150, $150, $150. It's just one of those weeks. I did have coffee with a friend, which it was Thursday, and I kind of didn't realize this might be the last time that I just casually get coffee with someone for a while. That was $10.74. It was a little bit of a fancy place, and I got a pesto croissant while I was there because it was right after work and I was pretty hungry. So that was $10.74. I'm definitely going to go over that 25 mark this week. I did get coffee one morning because I did not have any coffee at my house, which was wild. $5.55. Don't you worry, I bought 2 pounds of coffee. Okay. And I think that was a different day. I bought lunch at a place in town, a place that my friend owns. I just happened to be passing it, and I had not, even though I had meal prepped, I had not brought my lunch with me. And it's kind of a longer story. My back had some trouble, and so on Monday morning, I actually ended up going to physical therapy and didn't so then I didn't bring my meal prepped meals with me. So that was 9:56. I know, right? There's always some excuse. Okay. Let's see. I got gas. That was $37.91. I also got some groceries. Let's see. I went to Gross Out. That was where I picked up coffee and a few things that I was in need of. And that was $48.39. And you'll see a video of these next week. I think last week's meal prep you'll see this week. And then this week's meal prep you'll see next week. Okay. So that was $48.39 groceries. Wow. Okay. Let me get that over there. Okay. I also went to Hagen, which is a little bit of a fancier grocery store. I honestly thought maybe they would be less tapped out, and I was able to get what I needed, although honestly I didn't need toilet paper, hand sanitizer, although I was pleased to see that the whole flour aisle was the bottom rack where the store brand flour was completely cleared out. So I just got a little bit of a fancier flour. So, I was getting low on bread. I didn't have any left in the freezer. So I actually made 2 loaves of bread this weekend. And anyway, I got a few other things you'll see in the grocery haul, which were definitely a little more expensive there than they would have been otherwise. But what are you going to do? $78.30. I am frugal, but sometimes just getting things in one trip is worth it for me. I had a coworker leave, and so we had a meal with her at a restaurant, and it was Friday night after a pretty full-on week, and I really just needed a $12 margarita. You know how it is. I really am not a huge drinker. I really can't even remember the last time I got to the end of a work week and thought I just need a drink. But this week was one of those weeks. All right, so that was $36.05. I also ate dinner there. Oh, that's the wrong. Excuse me. $36.05 into restaurants. And just a couple more things. I went to World Market, and I went to get a thing to hang my plant, kind of like this, but it's here in front of me. And that was $12.99. So I'm going to put that into fun. Why can't I see the fun cap? There we go. And then I'm going to I also, while I was there, bought a couple of snacks because they have a lot of international snacks. And I was pretty excited to find a couple of things that I had loved from my traveling days. So I spent just a couple dollars, I'm calling that $3.73, on a few international snacks. And so I'll call that groceries. So I'm going to track that. Last but not least, one thing that I have been pretty delinquent in is I do live, where we could have a big earthquake, and I don't have any extra cat food. So I just went ahead and ordered 2 bags. If you've been watching a while, you may know that I now get the most expensive cat food. I think the most expensive cat food that exists. And so I just decided I needed to just have extra bag at all times. So it was $150.81 for 2 8-pound bags of cat food. Yep. But I think that's fine. It's worth it. I love those little butts, and yeah, I'll do anything for them. Whatever you need, guys. Okay. And I did get paid. And if you remember from last month, for some reason, my last paycheck of February was a little short, 20 hours short. That was added to this paycheck. And so 24, 21, 51 is my total. So that's pretty cool. That's it. Let me know down below how you're doing. Let me know if you have been affected by what's happening across the world right now. And if you are an artist or an entrepreneur and you have a website or something where you're selling your wares or your services, go ahead and post a link below. I'd love to know about it, and I'd love to maybe be able to share it with friends. I know I'm in a really privileged position working for the state, so I am trying to find ways to help out my students, my friends, and anyone that I can. All right, thank you so much. Have a wonderful week.